Thank you. Hi, I'm Harmeet from Goose Effects, and today I will be demonstrating our product called single-sided liquidity. So what is single-sided liquidity? Essentially is a concentrated liquidity market maker that allows you to deposit a single asset such as USDC, SOL, MSOL, etc., and have just 100% exposure to that single asset while earning sustainable yield. The yield is derived from swaps that occur on Jupiter and our swap page, as well as market making profit. So I can show you guys some of the new designs for what it will look like. So we're going to have primary pools. So these will have Oracle support from Pyth. So that's kind of like what this will look like. We also will have isolated pools, and these will be tokens that do not have a Pyth price oracle, but maybe have a switchboard oracle, so we can support assets like Dust, etc. And that's what this will look like. And we will also support regular staking that can be done through liquidity mining, and that's what this looks like right here. So I can also show you guys the app itself. So this is the farm page. You can just deposit liquidity into here right now. It's permissionless. It's live. We've had 2 audits conducted, one by Halborn, one by OSEC. So yeah, we are currently live on Jupyter's beta, and we'll be live on the main app shortly. So you will see the APRs increase over time. Currently, they are quite low, but this is just what's been done on the beta itself over the last week. So you can see we already have some pretty high APRs for SOL, and a bit for MSOL as well. And what I can, and then this is a swap page itself that we've also built out. And last, I can show you guys our XNFT. So we've also been building an XNFT, and we have one for farming, and I can show you guys that right now. So as you guys can see, you can adjust your stake, approve the transaction, and this is all done inside of Backpack. And yeah, that's it, guys. So if there's any questions, happy to share. If anyone wants to integrate, we have an SDK that's available, and I will be here to take any questions, or you can also just contact me directly if there are any further questions. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. Thanks so much, Solana, for letting me speak today, and sorry for the technical difficulties. My name is James. I'm with the Eco Token system. What we're doing is creating a 2-sided marketplace for environmental regeneration, where we allow new revenue streams for projects coming online and to try to pass a yield on to funders of projects. So we're trying to add a way to make some money while funding projects that you believe in. So currently, the issues stemming with small-scale projects and new technologies is that there's a lack of funding in the space. So generally, money centers around large-scale government-backed projects that tend to treat a symptom rather than the root problem. And these small-scale projects have a lack of revenue sources. So the barrier to entry to creating carbon and environmental credits can be upwards of $1 million if there's not an existing protocol. And therefore, these projects are heavily reliant on philanthropy, and that's a very limited pool. So what EcoToken aims to do is, first and foremost, we're a crowdsourced funding platform for these environmental projects, where users can put their project up and try to get funding from the community. We then help those projects to generate carbon credits all on-chain, and we're also helping them with environmental credits, not just focused on carbon, so water credits and general impact credits. And then those credits are all sold on-chain and then converted back to eco-tokens to reward the funders of the project initially so that they can fund projects that they believe in and earn a yield. So this theoretically should create a positive feedback loop where projects are completed, the offsets are tokenized and sold to businesses, corporations looking to offset their emissions. The payments are paid back to the funders, and the funders, well, they just earned a yield off of a project that they're really passionate about. So hopefully they're going to reinvest and do that again, and thus the cycle continues. So these projects can come into our platform, be vetted, and then they put the project up on the screen. Users can fund them, credits are created, and the cycle goes to eventually eco tokens are paid back to the holders. So it works, the system, log in with your Phantom wallet, or you can log in Web 2 with a username and password. You'll see the project list here. And for this example, we're gonna pick the Dairy Manure Lagoon, because who doesn't want to clean some shit up? And then we're gonna go, once the project is 100% funded, the funds are then transferred to the eco project, and the project can begin. So this is a real example of one of the projects that we're doing right now in Mission, BC, about an hour and a half down the road. And this is a manure lagoon. It's crusty, gross, very smelly, and letting off a ton of methane emissions. This is about 17 days in, and we estimate that this process is reducing about 3,000 tons of CO2 per year, or well, GHG equivalents. It's actually turning the methane into CO2, and it's oxygenating the water in this stage. And 24 days in, this is what the pond looks like. We've got some nice clean-ish water, wouldn't go swimming in it, but it's good enough to pump into a pivot line and water your crops with it. So this actually saves the farmer a lot in cow to crop savings, as well as increases their fertilizer yield. So it's very beneficial to them. Actually, at the one farm that we're talking to, it's gonna save them about $1.5 million on not having to buy a giant centrifuge to process that massive pile of manure. So they benefit from all the impacts, we benefit from the carbon credits, and then we pass that on to the user. We also have NFT leaderboards so that corporations can show off that they're funding the most environmental projects. Anybody that's passionate about a particular one can really try to get to the top of that leaderboard, and each project will be given, top 10 funders will get an NFT. And right now what we're doing is we're creating a water protocol native to Web3. And instead of trying to play catch up to the carbon credit industry, we're trying to build a locally native Web3 water credit protocol that other projects can build underneath. And it's all going to be built on, or bridged over to Solana, and that's going to be the home of the water DAO. And currently we have a Gitcoin round up, and due to quadratic funding, however it works, I have no clue, but $1 contributed gets us $135 in research at the moment. So if anybody's interested in funding something like this, I will actually take your Solana wallet address and donate you 5 times the $1 amount in eco tokens when we go live. So if anybody's interested in that, you can come find me. And if anybody wants to just chat and hang out, learn a bit more about the project, I'm all ears. And thank you so much, Solana community. You guys are amazing and love it here. So thanks a lot.
Hey guys, nice to meet you. We're Aegis. Without further ado, let's kind of just hop right into things. Oh wait, hold on. Oh wait, you didn't turn off notifications, man. All right. Oh, but this sounds interesting. Degen baboons. Anybody hear about Degen baboons before?
Mint it.
All right, sweet. Magic Eden, sounds good. Let's connect our wallet. Oh, okay, it's asking for me a transaction.
Looks legit.
Let's do it. Oh!
Did you get rugged?
That.
Oh, not again.
It's that easy, folks. It just takes one lapse of judgment for this to happen, and it happens to so many people around this space. If only there was a solution. Welcome to Aegis. We are developing decentralized Web3 security through a report-to-earn tokenomics system where basically people can report a site, verify user reports to earn rewards, compete for ranks. We'll add more data using on-chain data screening, and everybody can use it as a free extension. So just to introduce myself, I'm Han. Better known as Melon Apple, probably in this space. I'm the project manager for Astrals and also the CEO of Mechalab. And thanks to all the wonderful people that I work with, I was able to do some cool stuff in this space, and I got the chance to meet people like Alex here, who goes by One Fish Taco, and he helped really push this sort of idea out there. And here we are today.
Hey everybody, nice to meet everyone. Full stack developer the last 15 years, and yeah, happy to be here and show you guys a little demo of what we're about.
Heck yeah. So here's the value proposition behind what we have. So for individuals out there, we have a browser extension, a free browser extension that will block risky links, and you'll be able to report links in order to earn rewards. For businesses, you're going to have access to an aggregated and curated real-time block list, which is something that doesn't exist right now. And if you have a Discord server, you'll have the ability to integrate a Discord bot where you can have a webhook alerting service. For developers, you'll be able to get access to an API and an open source code repository to see exactly how this works.
Great, just want to give you a quick overview of the browser extension that blocks these malicious links, and basically just install it from the Chrome store. It's live now, and you get a notification icon giving you different status depending on the information we have about that site. The biggest, I think, benefit is that if you see that green icon with a verified badge, you know you're on the correct site. For example, from Magic Eden, or trying to get to one of the popular mint sites. If you don't see that, it's likely not the site you expect to be on. So when there's an alert, that's an example of what it'll look like. And that's just a basic overview of the extension. And let's dig in some of the fun stuff. For devs, we're trying to open source everything. So if you want to contribute to the code base, or if you want to run your own version of the Chrome extension, or if you want to give it your own data sources, we're making it available for everybody to hack around with. This is what the manifest looks like. So it's using manifest v3, and we're using a Redis database to be able to do this super quick and leverage some of the features like fuzzy matching, so we can make sure that we can point people to the correct domain if they misspell it, for example. And oh yeah, so I think that's pretty much everything I want to say about the open source stuff. If you guys have any questions or want to fork the repos, links at the bottom. So we ran a closed beta the last 30 days, and we were able to get about 10,000 people and give them access to report. And we did about, the API requests for the data on the sites that they're trying to do mints on or visit was about 500,000, and we're in 11 Discord communities. So that's kind of the results of the beta. And
all of this was built by a single developer, the man, the myth, the legend, One Fish Taco. Small team, and he's doing some big things. So I just want to take this time to thank our partners, our NFT communities out there who have been supportive all the way and have integrated our bot into their Discord servers and allowed us to build all of this data that we can sort of build off of. And if you guys want to, participate, please download our extension, visit our website, aegis.io, follow us on Twitter, and join our Discord. Actually, it's been closed for the longest time. This would be like the first time that we've released a public link, and we're always around, so if you guys want to just talk to us, we're happy to chat and see how we can work together with you.
Yeah, well, thanks, and if you guys are a collection that want to give your users access to report URLs, the way it works is that we're in about 11 right now, and we're trying to get up to 100 communities, so that when a spam link pops up or a bad link pops up, it immediately gets squashed by the community. So if you guys are interested in that or interested in the API or the data, definitely reach out. Thank you.
Yeah, guys. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're all doing good. So my name is Karthik, and I'm here with Pranav and Pratik to demonstrate or talk about our product, Gravity.xyz. So we are here to talk about Gravity, which is a dApp we are building on Solana ecosystem. And this is to solve the real-world problems of the transportation and logistics industry. So a couple of problems that we have listed over here are excessive use of paper, whether it is BOL, whether it is invoice, whether it is all sort of documentation required as proofs. We are using a lot of paperwork to in the current industry to So we are using a lot of paperwork right now, which we want to change. And thereafter we have thought that we will, bring this in on chain to reduce the paperwork for the sustainable future. And the second, problem that we face on regular basis is the non-transparent tracking or the workflow. So I want to ask you all, how many times have you faced issues with your lost packages when you've ordered online, or maybe the non-transparent tracking that the courier companies or the packaging companies don't want you to show the information. So we are trying to build something to reduce these discrepancies, and I will ask Pranav to talk more about this now. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Karthik. Hello, everyone. I'm Pranav. Well, we are very early in developing this solution, so we have more of the kind of a prototype to showcase you guys. And most of the on-chain solution, which is built on Solana, is built during this hacker house. So yeah, I would go ahead explaining a bit of what we have done. There was a bit of a glitch because of the DevNet cluster going down in the morning. So I have taken some of the screenshots about what our demo is about. So as Karthik explained that in the logistics or supply chain industry, there are many problems around tracking and transparency. So in this example, basically we have explained our workflow, what we are trying to solve. So let's imagine there's a box that you have to get delivered. We name it Box Panda. And whenever there's a box which gets ready in the, for example, a warehouse, there is an NFT minted. At the moment, it has got ready. There is a minter behind it who has the authority. Further, it's being passed for any kind of checks. I would have liked to demo this, basically, going from wallet to wallet together with my teammates. Unfortunately, the DevNet cluster is not supporting, so that's why I've put all this. It looks a little bit boring, but please bear with me. So yeah, I mean, once the NFT is passed on to the person who is going to check, that's a different authority. Over here you see it, and that person does a check and updates the metadata, which is living off-chain and is tagged to the NFT that was minted initially, and so on. Once the check is done, it gets updated with the authority who did the check, and it's passed on to the next person who is actually going to take care of the delivery. And once the delivery is complete, the metadata would again be updated, and this would be sort of an ownership going from the warehouse to the person who the package or the box was supposed to be delivered. And this is a bit of an example. This is from our UI, which is right now not functional, so because of the cluster. So yeah, this was the NFT, for example. We have the current owner assigned here, who was going to check this. The checking was done, it was okay, and the delivery was not done yet. So as per the flow, when it moves to the next person, the delivery was also updated. So this is like a metadata that flows along with the NFT, and then the ownership also changes. So you see, like here, it is E7H. I don't know if you're able to see it, but and then it goes to EMX, something like that. So yeah, this was something that we solved. A lot of learning, basically. It might seem like, yeah, it was, I don't know, but it was a lot of learning around the protocol and the fundamentals, mostly around the basics of ownership and minting of the NFT, and also a lot that could be done in terms of transferring the ownership, signing the transaction, things like that. A big shout out to the experts on this floor, especially the guys from Metaplex and QuickNote for helping us a lot in this. And yeah, that's it from my side. I will hand over to Pratik to conclude this.
Thank you, Pranav. So yes, guys. So basically, we just gave you a demonstration, like what we are planning to do, and even you guys might know that the logistic industry is such a huge industry, and it faces a lot of problems. We come from the some of us have worked in the logistic industry, so we are aware about the more problems, and we believe that these can be solved using Web3 and Solana. And we need the support of the community to come and work with us to develop these solutions, and we are looking forward to doing some contribution work together with everyone and solving all these problems in the real world. So you can find our contact details here, and we'll be here if you want to come and talk and discuss how we can collaborate, and we'll be glad to answer your queries. And once the DevNet is working, we can actually show you if you want to suit that. So thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Cheers.
Thank you.
Hello guys, nice to meet you. I'm Eric Lee from LP Finance. I'm the founder and the protocol architect, and I'm also studying engineering in U of T, so hit me up if you're from there. So LP Finance is basically a synthetic asset issuance protocol on Solana. Let me introduce what ZSOL is. So ZSOL is a synthetic Solana, which we're going to initially launch in around 2 weeks. As I said, it's a Solana peg synthetic asset with a fixed stability fee at 1.5%. It works similar like MakerDAO, so it's collateral backed. And this stability fee is essentially a loan interest. And also we have an incentivized LP method, which I'm going to explain later on. And also we have protocol debt vault, where we acquire profitable loan positions. It's complicated, but let me go through it. So first with ZSOL, because it can be borrowed statically at 1.5% interest rate, it can be used in different strategies. First, leveraged liquid staking, which everyone using MSOL might use. So you deposit MSOL or STSOL, which is a liquid staking SOL, and you borrow ZSOL at 1.5% APY, and you swap ZSOL to MSOL or STSOL, and you loop this. So through this, you can increase your 5.7% APY on Solana to around 12%. Also, if you can borrow Solana or ZSOL, you can short sell it. So you deposit US dollar stablecoins such as USH from Hedge or UXD, and you can borrow ZSOL and basically sell it and leverage until it meets your requirements. So most used strategies are basically increasing selling pressure of ZSOL. So eventually, if this continues, the peg will fall below the Solana spot price. So how do we secure peg? As I explained before, we have a fixed stability fee of 1.5%. So normally in lending protocols like Solend or Tulip protocol, the borrowers are paying interest rates to lenders to encourage them to provide liquidity which borrowers can use. In this case, we don't have a lender. The protocol is minting new synthetics. So we have to incentivize the guys who are stabilizing the price of ZSOL, and that's the liquidity providers. So we are working with Orca and Nazar Finance. So they have a ZSOL, MSOL, LP token. So once they stake it on LP Finance or lock it, the interest rate paid by borrowers are going to them. So essentially, like if you think $50 million of ZSOL is borrowed on the protocol, and there's around $1 million staked, they're going to earn insane high interest rates. Now, if we think about each party's perspective, the borrowers increases selling pressure, and the LPs secure stability of ZSOL peg. So now borrowers need sufficient liquidity to create more strategies and more liquidity to flow in. So the LPs also need borrowers to earn swap and stability fees, so they can work together to basically do their own strategies and earn yields. Next, we have PDV, Protocol Debt Vault. To make it simple, you're acquiring debt positions where you have US bond treasury as collateral and 0% interest loan, 1.5% interest loan on US dollar. So now you have, when the treasury yields are higher than 1.5%, you're in a profitable position, right? So this works same. We have something called typeless repayment, where we can pay back your loan in other tokens. And we also have different liquidation mechanisms which can be introduced later on. So basically what this does is we acquire MSOL collateral positions and ZSOL loan positions. So we now earn 5.7% on Solana, and we pay interest rate of 1.5% on our loans. So it's going to have a net 4.2% APY as we acquire debt from users who got liquidated or so. To do, by this, what we can expect is we don't have to actually buy Solana, like in the protocol's perspective. We're just acquiring debt continuously, and instead of just static fees, we're going to earn yields on top of that, thanks to Lido and Marine Finance. The last thing is scaling steps. So for Zsol, it's not going to be hard to really scale because MSOL and SESOL adoption is increasing every day. So as liquid staking protocol scales, demand for LP finance would also increase as they can leverage on their staking yields. Now, because demand increases, liquidity providers earn higher swap and stability fees, which is expected around 6 to 7%. Now that higher Zsol liquidity is secured, Zsol peg would be stabilized compared to initial launch. Now it can absorb higher liquidity, higher selling pressure, which means there can be more strategies coming up. So yeah, this is basically a brief introduction on the Zsol, which LP Finance is going to launch in around 2 weeks. And just stay tuned on our Twitter channel and ask me if you guys have any questions after this. Thanks a lot.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for the warm welcome. I've spoken to a lot of you here already with the project I'm presenting here now. So yeah, I've titled it DApp. I came up with that name a few days ago in my backyard thinking, how do I explain this to everyday people? So DApp is an acronym for Digital Asset Protocol. And if you're thinking, that sounds like NFTs, then you're right. It is. I am talking about NFTs. How is that? I can't tell if that's like really pixelated or if anybody can see anything there. Can you read that? I can zoom in. Is that better? Okay, cool. So this is a primitive built for Solana NFT ecosystem. It also supports fungible tokens as well. You can see I'm in need of a UI designer. I'm a shameless back-end engineer, so if anybody wants to talk about that later, would be really happy to do that. This is a primitive for uploads and downloads of metadata associated with NFTs or fungible tokens that are encrypted. So as most of us know, all of the metadata associated with NFTs are unencrypted. So if you dig into the metadata or maybe inspect the network traffic involved with many of these NFTs on Magic Eden or et cetera, you can sort of just follow the URLs in that metadata that's hosting the JPEG file, or maybe it's a music NFT and it's an MP3 file. You can just follow those links and render the files, download the files, so they're unencrypted. So this is a primitive for encrypting and then uploading data in association with NFTs. It's a word for it is token gating. So let's just do a live demo here. This is the upload console. So I'm uploading in association with this token here, which is actually the Shrimp NFT collection. I don't know if anybody's seen the Shrimps NFT collection. So this is the actual collection NFT, which allows Metaplex NFTs to associate with one another. So I actually have, let's see if that pops up. Yeah, my Phantom wallet, you can see I've got a shrimp here. Yeah, right there. So anyways, I'm going to upload a file. I'm going to token gate. I'm going to do an upload live. I've got some courage here doing a live demo of this DApp. So I'm going to select that this is a Metaplex collection instead of, because you can gate for a specific mint address, but I want to gate for all of the shrimps in the 10K PFP collection. Let's give it a name, and let's see if this goes through. So we're uploading to Shadow Drive, Genesis Go Shadow Drive. Is anybody familiar with Shadow Drive, Genesis Go? It's a decentralized data storage layer optimized for Solana. And I got into this space trying to encrypt metadata for NFTs to sell music exclusively. I find it to be a really compelling model for creators to provide exclusive data for their NFT holders. The issue is that token gating typically is a centralized implementation, so it's typically, maybe it's a token gated Discord server or a Telegram group chat, or maybe the data is hosted on AWS somewhere and they're doing pre-signed URLs or something like that. So point being, a lot of these token-gated implementations are centralized, and in leveraging, in this case, Shadow Drive for publishing the data to a decentralized data store, you can see that, so the first 2 steps here take about 10 to 15 seconds. So we're provisioning space live on the Shadow Drive network. We're provisioning exactly the space that needs to be, that you need to store this file. In this case, I'm uploading a JPEG file, which is some album art for a DJ mix. We'll look at it here in a second, provided this goes through. And then we're actually, you can see the second step, we're marking it as immutable. And this is a big step from in my opinion, in the Web3 ethos of immutable data. So decentralized immutable data means that once this file's uploaded, it's in Shadow Drive forever, and it's producing a unique URL. And no one can delete that file, including myself. So if I get self-conscious about that file and want to take it down and rug the community that I sold the NFT for, I actually physically can't do that. So that's the benefit of using a decentralized data store. And then the real question is, how is the data being encrypted? So it's being encrypted with LIP protocol, which is a decentralized access control that serves decryption keys in real time, provided that users meet the access control, in this case, token ownership. So you can see that those wallet transactions fired off, I'm proving ownership. So that actually worked. I'm really happy that worked in real time. So there's a smart contract or Solana program that is tracking how many uploads I've done in association with this mint. So if we follow this console, that link, so this is a unique URL that's generated. It's effectively the mint address plus my public key from that wallet, the upgrade authority, because you don't, anybody can upload, so you want to track who's uploading. Ideally, if it's token gated files for DGods, ideally it's like Frank's wallet or the DAO's wallet or something like that, something that you trust. So in this case, you will download, and so that was a successful download. I know it was super interesting there, but we can actually dig into the files. You can upload up to 1 gigabyte per upload. So this is the album cover for one of our DJ mixes that we did recently. To prove that this stuff actually works, let's switch wallets to a wallet that doesn't have a shrimp, and let's refresh this URL and we'll connect that wallet. Download, we're going to verify our private key, and then it's going to say that we're unauthorized, and maybe you should consider buying this mint. So anyways, this is a primitive that any existing NFT or FT project can integrate with. I'm going to be building an application layer on top of this that facilitates crowdfunding, minting right there with the upload in one step. And anyways, really happy to help integrate this into any existing NFT project to provide additional utility to your token holders. Thanks for listening.
What's going on, Vancouver? My name's Kai. I'm just a software engineer. I don't have anything to present except what we have learned this week. This is Eric.
Hey all, I'm Eric. Yeah, I'm also a software engineer. Kai and I, we work together. So we build things on Solana now, so yeah.
All right, let's do a technical deep dive.
All right.
So today we're going to talk about durable transaction. It's a technical talk. So I do want to say this is not a development advice. This is not a financial advice. So this is entirely for entertainment purposes. Consult your doctor for what? Life advice.
If durable transaction
is
the
good
right
for
thing
you.
For
All right,
yes.
cool. Next.
All
right, cool. So how does a transaction work? So typically, a transaction must be run within 2 minutes. We don't want to go too much in depth. And the reason it has to be in 2 minutes is because of some security reasons, and you don't want people to replay your transaction. But right now, we're going to do a demo, and we're going to prove to you, next slide, we're going to make a transaction that lives forever. So we're just going to break that rule that we just talked about. All right, let's go into it.
Yeah, so demo time. 1, 2. Yeah, so we have a little testing site over here. We have our Solana balance, and we're connected to our testnet. And so there's two parts of this. One is like creating the durable transaction.
Let's zoom in a little bit.
Oh, yeah. So it's creating a durable transaction and then actually firing it off to the network. So we're going to do the first half, and then we're going to talk about our durable transactions, how it works, and then later on we'll actually check in on it.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah, so we'll just fire this off. Let Phantom do its thing. And so we've created a transaction that puts something on the network. And so this is the first half. We'll get into that. Let's pop back on the slides.
We'll go back and we'll go into the details for this.
Yes.
So then your question is, why are we doing this, right? Like, what's the benefit of a durable transaction? So let me just give you a couple use cases. The first one is trading automation. This is the graph of Solana's performance from 2020. And obviously, you want to take profit when the market is up, and you want to have stop loss when it's going down. And then right now, you might consider buying in because it's a good DCA zone. Unfortunately, if you take a look at this part here, this happens so quickly that you can't manually take profit at every single moment in time. And also for stop losses, you're not going to be around in front of your computer 24/7. So you need some automation to make this possible. So would it be nice to have a transaction that you set your stop loss, you set your profit, and then when it reaches that price, it automatically executes. So that's one use case. Next slide. So what we want to do is, can you have a transaction that the user has signed, and then some patties later, you want that to be executed on chain. So that's the part we want to control. Do you want to talk about the second use case?
Yeah. So second use case, time locks. So this is seen pretty frequently in terms of like DAOs. So like when somebody like creates a proposal, you accumulate some votes, and the proposal passes, and we want to have like some period of time between the users kind of like coming to a consensus and actually having it take effect, so we can like make sure that not bad things are snuck in, and there's time to react, right? So adding a little bit of a buffer. So that's what we want. We want to have like a little bit of a delay between the two. So this is a potential use case. Now there are libraries that do time locks on Solana, but we're just trying to like make clear the use of durable nonce transactions.
Cool. All right, so now let's look at some code. So this is what a standard transaction looks like. This is just a typical transfer from the wallet adapter. As you can see, there's two parts. You create a transaction, you get the latest block hash, and then you put it into a transaction.
Yeah, next one.
Cool. Now, a durable transaction is a little bit different. There are 5 different steps. It's not that difficult. So you create a nonce account, and you want to create this special transaction that initializes the nonce account, and then you want to store this transaction somewhere. And then when the right time happens, you want to execute that transaction. And that transaction is going to be already signed. Let's look at what this looks like. So there are 3 functions that we're looking at. The first function is create and initialize a nonce account. You want this nonce account to be on-chain. Second of all, you want to use this nonce account to create a durable transaction. And the third part is having this transaction that's already signed, and then waiting for the right time to execute this transaction. So creating a nonce account, very simple. You create an account. It's just a nonce account. You want to initialize this nonce account state to be ready so that you can grab that nonce to put it into your transaction. Next, this is your transaction. The only difference from this, from a standard transaction, is that you need to advance the nonce. So that's the first instruction that I highlighted here. You nonce advance, and then you save this transaction. Before you save it, you change the recent block hash to the nonce from the nonce account, and then you just sign it, and that's it. You don't send the transaction to the network. Now you have a transaction, and then when the time is right, you can execute it. All right, how much time has it been? Oh, 21 seconds. All right, let's do the final part of our demo.
Yeah, so cool. It's been a bit. So now we're gonna send our durable transaction, and so we can see down here. It's a little bit hard to see, but yeah, way down there, it's super blurry. We get a transaction hash. This is dynamic.
Yep.
It's not
We're gonna prove to you that this thing still works by going to the blockchain explorer. And as you can see, it's been, we talked way too long, so it's been more than 2 minutes.
Yeah, so here we go. We have our transaction less than a minute ago, and we transferred some SOL to one of our target accounts.
Right, and then the two instructions that we have is advanced nonce and SOL transfer. And that's it for the demonstration. One final thing I want to say, huge shout out to Steve, who gave us the idea and debugged the entire way. Thank you so much. If it wasn't for Steve, we would not be having this demo today. So thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, so before I start, just wanted to give a big old thank you to all of you guys for coming here and for all the organizers, all these amazing people with the sound, the baristas. It's been an amazing event, so thank you all so much. I and my team, we're all pretty new to the ecosystem, so our project will be much smaller in scope than most we've seen, but I'll keep it short and sweet. And I have no idea what I'm going to say, so bear with me. But basically, what we're calling SolEd for now, which is a name that should and must change. I'm just terrible at thinking of names. The vision of it is basically to come up with an educational, a hub of educational content geared towards this ecosystem. First in Solana, and then hopefully Web3 as a whole. But the idea is basically being able to have creators who can build educational content, whether they be like blog posts, articles, or fully fleshed out courses with sub-modules and everything that will allow people to become first conversational in Solana and Web3, and then end goal, hopefully, skill them up and allow people to have a way to become much more, competent devs or whatever it is they're trying to be in this space. Yeah, so we just started building this on Monday. Unfortunately, we don't have too much. I have a couple designs. But basically, this is the gist of it. We want people to sign up as instructors, to be able to create courses, and then have others be able to pay them with, SOL or USDC to gain access to that course. Get all the benefits they can, and then once they're complete, receive an NFT as a kind of certificate of completion. So that's the broad idea. I'll show you what we've built so far. I think some things have broken today, but what we have right now as of Monday, as of the work we started doing on Monday, is this simple interface where we can connect with a wallet. We see people, all myself, who have registered as instructors, and none of my pictures were working for some reason, so I have a nice placeholder here. And then we have courses. So this is all living on chain for now. There's a lot of work that still needs to be done with these smart contracts, but it's something. So I'll show you the courses we have. If it loads. Please load. Let's see. There we go. Okay, so here also our photos didn't work except for this nice little GIF over here. But basically, we will aim to have the courses, articles, and featured instructors on the homepage, allow people to sign up and view their own courses, etc. I'll just quickly show you what very bare bones, bare minimum course creation thing we have. I think I broke it today, but earlier it was working, inputting a few fields, and then it will create an account on chain. And then next, basically, all we have is a sign-in for the instructor, which functions basically in the same way. So there's a lot of work to do still. But yeah, that's where we've gotten since Monday. Thanks everyone for listening. And what else? If you guys want to come help us out, because like we're still quite new here and we could use a lot of wisdom and knowledge, be happy to work together. Otherwise, I will shamelessly say that I'm also looking for jobs. So if you guys are hiring or if you have any leads, like hit your boy up. And yeah, thank you so much for listening. Appreciate it.
Hey guys, my name is Eddie. I'm from Singapore. It's my first time in Vancouver and living it so far. So I'll be introducing the Data3 Wiki. So we are building a wiki with tokenized incentives. And our goal is really to make online collaboration more equitable. Open source content and code generate so much value, but a lot of the contributors of open source are doing it as a charitable endeavor, right? They just donate their time. So we think that with the blockchain, we now have a tool to reward open source contributors who really create public goods with reputation, compensation, and governance. So let's jump right into the demo. So here we are currently focusing on Web3 content in our wiki. So we are growing a database of Web3 projects and information related to them. So you have the standard discovery-related features like search, filters, and a home feed. And we can go into Stepin, one of the well-known projects. Okay, something's wrong with my internet. Oops. Sorry about that. Let me just disconnect and reconnect real quick. All right. Okay, so here we have basically information related to this project that you would find on an L1 ecosystem site, right? Links to their community, web assets, some tags, blockchains that they're on. But notice here that we have recommendations for similar projects, and these are recommendations that are cross-chain. So it makes it easier to discover what other teams are working on in different ecosystems, right? And we also have charts with links to various dashboards on Dune Analytics, Flipside Crypto, and an edit history. So all content on this site is version controlled, just like in Wikipedia, which is almost a necessity when you have multiple people collaborating on the same content. So I can log in with my Solana wallet using the wallet adapter. And now I am free to edit the site and make any improvements to the content, right? And again, all changes here are tracked and version controlled. So if you go to my profile, you see that every action and contribution on the site is tied to my wallet address, and this will form the basis of any rewards that we might give in the future through either reputation or compensation. And here you have a user profile. Eventually, we want to integrate with some of the decentralized identity systems out there, but for now, it's just local to this site. Yeah, and here we have a leaderboard, which is just me for now, since we just launched user edits. But yeah, so if you are interested, if you are a Web3 team and you find yourself wasting a lot of time compiling metadata related to different Web3 projects, please hit me up. Happy to help there. And if you are interested in earning some token rewards from learning about Web3 projects and writing up content and reports, please also hit me up. Separately, while building this system, we also decided to open source our indexer, right? So basically, if you have written your smart contract and you are writing a web front end and you find that now you need to spin up your own backend service to provide API endpoints to serve data more efficiently rather than querying the RPC nodes directly from your web UI, we have a no-code framework. All you have to do is write up this YAML configuration file with your database of choice and program of choice with the IDL.json file. And you can run this service, and it will automatically create the tables for you, create the relevant indices, and do all the backend loading and plumbing to pipe data from the blockchain into your database. If you need something more robust, like something that goes through the Geyser plugin, this is probably not for you. But if you are a new project and you have a small amount of data and you just need something simple and open source, you can use this framework. Yeah. So the long-term goal for this open source framework is to basically support all the different blockchains and all the different SQL databases. So it's kind of like an ORM for Web3 you could think of, right? An open source primitive with a very permissive license, Apache. And that's it. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. We are familiar faces, I'm sure. We've been on stage a few times this week, so thank you very much for having us. It's been wonderful to be here. Love seeing this come to Canada. This is, again, our collective 12th Hacker House, so this is sort of like a really surreal moment to actually see this thing come to the north. So, wow, that got bright real quick. You might be wondering why the wizard hats. Well, we mentioned a few times this week that we are co-founders of Laddercaster. The parent company of that is Ladder Labs. We also make other projects, and our biggest ethos that we're always trying to align ourselves towards is building with a first principled look at what Web3 can unlock. And so hence, when we're trying to build out this new version of the game, we have thought about different user acquisition strategies, and one of the best things that we could do to bring new people into the game is create a fully on-chain, extensible referral system, and so we want to demo that today.
All right. As usual, we are super, super prepared, and we were going to go for sushi last night, but we decided to pull an all-nighter to make sure that this fully on-chain demo works for you today.
Can you guys hear him well?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you crank it up a little?
Testing.
Testing. Yeah. Okay. So, okay, a little bit better.
That's better.
I got this beautiful UI together, as I told you guys, on Monday, I believe, or Tuesday with our panel. It started off no UI. I slapped this beautiful UI together. Aiden loves it. It's basically ready to ship. So as I go through here, this demo, I'm gonna choose to skip adding my email. I'd rather stay anonymous. Also, I didn't code that part. And then here, the cool part is that I get to choose a unique username. So I'm just gonna go ahead and select demo day. Normally it would search to verify, but of course, this is a happy path, no verification. Here I'll connect my wallet. This is my compromised Phantom that I've been too lazy to switch. Okay, so it is connected. It's switched over. Last step is to link to the account. And, oh, wait, what's going on? Wait, let's check the Explorer. Oh, yeah, so I was coding it on DevNet. And yeah, so no full demo, but we're going to go ahead and explain a little bit more about the system.
Yeah, so funny, like, I mean, that's kind of a call to, this has happened to us more than once. The first time we actually went live on mainnet back in March at the New York Hacker House was on mainnet 1.8, and they had a compute limit that we didn't realize we were hitting on certain transactions. So live on demo, we're like, look, we're on mainnet, and then we threw it up there, and then sure enough, it crashed. And then a month later, when we launched Laddercaster for real, it was on April 8th, which was the worst TPS day in Solana history. We hit 8 TPS on launch, which was great, and Toli said, yeah, that's my fault. So we have experienced kind of end-to-end the different gripes of the chain, but we've also seen all of the beauty that you can actually create on-chain. And hence, this wonderful idea, which was, what if every blockchain product had access to a network of early adopters and the ability to seamlessly recruit them? This was something that became very obvious to us when we launched the first game. We really wanted to find product market fit with an alpha version of the game and get people really trying the product and giving us real-time feedback. But now moving into a much more production application, which we've built before, we're really looking at how do we actually bring users in, and one of those ways is obviously creating something that's really cool, and that would be a referral system. But why would we create just one single referral system for our game when we hear so much from the audience that they want referral systems for their products? So here we go.
I'll jump in. So obviously with a referral system, there's going to be different lanes. Of course, it's going to start off as a very basic referral system. But what it does allow you to do is take basically any SPL token transaction fee on any action of any kind of revenue generating function call and just pipe through whatever you want as a percentage or any reward for your users to the BuddyLink network, and we'll take care of the rest when it comes to claiming and transferring up. But as an overview here, okay, you take care of this one. You made this slide. I didn't even look at it.
So this is we just wanted to kind of explain the different lanes that we've taken. We basically have the referrals, as we mentioned before, that we wanted to obviously use for the game. Where this expands into is affiliate marketing. Obviously, a very large segment of markets want to look for influencers and different people that they can have promote their brands and products. So obviously, there's a massive interest there, where we wanted to actually create a marketplace for influencers and for affiliates so that businesses could actually connect to top referrers and top affiliates. And obviously, it wouldn't be us if we weren't making a gamified product, so we wanted to look at different ways that you could create social structures and UIs on top to make it a whole gamified experience. So this is, again, hence businesses finding top marketers to grow faster. So this is a really great practical use case of the BuddyLink system. And when it comes to a project, we wanted to kind of impart this part onto you. And this is obviously we wish we could have demoed more, which is why we have more slides, so sorry about that. We really wanted to explain that, for a project to come on board, it really is fully on-chain. It's fully customizable, it's fully extensible. Whatever you have, if you have a game, if it's DeFi, if it's a social platform, if it's a DAO, we have all kinds of different ways that we can patch into your smart contract and actually just submit these different referral fees quite customizably. It's also free to onboard, to maintain, and to grow for any project that wants to talk to us. So please, come talk to us.
Yeah, this is the stuff that's coming soon that I get excited about. As we said, there will be a mini game. There will be buddy lists, so imagine a friends list in game. Leaderboards and analytics will be baked in, and anything that we add to here, along with our infrastructure as code with AWS CDK for emails and all this cool stuff that you could do online with analytics, we'll just give it for other projects to use for free as well.
And time's up, so please get in contact with us. We're sitting back there with all the groovy veterans, and please come talk to us about anything and everything that you've got going on. I'd love to talk. Thank you so much again.
So this represents the journey, and I'll explain it, and I'll break it down. But before that, I'm going to really quickly head to our demo. It's just something I really quickly made today just to give a proof of concept of something that we want to do. So before I get into that, let me explain the journey. So first, it's mission control. So we're going to be doing a live stream from Houston Mission Control. So that's going to be where we're actually going to be pressing the button to actually send the NFTs off to space. And from there, it goes to the Johnson Space Center because they have the direct link with NASA and their ground satellites, where it gets sent to more satellites in space. And then finally, the ISS, and then beyond. So that is the journey in a nutshell. And we were thinking, what can we possibly demo without actually being in Houston? So what we came up with was just doing some really quick background math. And I can say that in the time that I've been speaking since I started this demo, if we were to have actually launched, our NFTs would have been 12 million kilometers away from Earth from where they are right now. And what we want to have for November is effectively a 3D model where you can interact and see where your NFTs are in the solar system in relation to other planets and things like the Voyager. So that was a little bit about the demo. So what do we want and what are we looking for? So we want to give away and look for people to distribute digital passes and certificates. So these would be for people who are NFT community owners or company owners. And these passes would be distributed to those people before launch day. And with a pass, a community member can send a selected NFT of their own to space alongside an optional 140-character message. So in addition to that, they would get an official NFT space certificate that effectively certifies that they were on the mission to space with Dreambound. So that's effectively a memento of the trip alongside mission and flight data. The certificate would be airdropped afterwards, and it's kind of like a Solana NFT that you get after the fact. So why care about it? So for everyone, it's effectively an accessible and unforgettable space experience. It's an event that anyone can participate in, regardless where they are in the world, and it's an unforgettable moment since it's live streamed that you can see with your friends and family. Or it could be an out-of-this-world gift for your friends and colleagues, just quite literally. And of course, an historic moment for NFTs, and as well as your community, because we are one of the largest NFTs that would ever be doing this. So there's a lot of community buzz that this could generate. Some example quotes that you might see on Twitter would be things like, "We literally just passed the moon. We made history. I dedicate my Dreambound message to my kids. Thank you." And also one that's when launched on SpaceX rocket, which is hinting towards something that we're doing in 2023. So why do this? Well, we want to be able to give people a way of rewarding their community. One quick way of community managers to do this would be effectively giving these passes to reward your most active and loyal members of your NFT community. Or you could just raffle passes as a benefit for holding NFT or token, or you could give these passes to important stakeholders or investors. So do you like what you're doing, interested in learning more and wanting to partner, sponsor, or join the crew? You can find us at dreambound.io. Twitter's the same as well, dreambound.io. We're doing raffles as well. So if you're an individual who's interested in participating, you should reach out to your NFT community that you participate in so that they can arrange something with us. Thanks for your time, guys, and I'm super excited about space.